The prophetic words of Napoleon Hill: control, comfort, and the rise of the tech elite. If ever there was a time to re-examine the words of those who came before us, it's now. Napoleon Hill, in Outwitting the Devil, didn't just write a book, he wrote a prophecy, a warning, a blueprint. And as we look at the world today, with tech billionaires gaining godlike influence, with politics dancing on the edge of authoritarianism, and with society hypnotized by comfort and convenience, we see Hill's words echo louder than ever. Millions of my boys are preparing Americans to become Hitlerized. My best boys are working through politics and labor organization. We intend to take over the country with ballots instead of bullets. Let that sit for a moment. That was written nearly a century ago. But doesn't it sound like today? We live in an era where elections are manipulated not with guns, but with algorithms, where influence is no longer about the size of your army, but the size of your platform. Social media, artificial intelligence, and mass surveillance have replaced tanks and machine guns. And what's wild is, people are welcoming it. They're celebrating it, because control has been dressed in convenience. Hill said, "When men's bellies are filled, they drift freely with one who does the filling." That's not just a statement, it's a spell. Look around. Governments offering universal basic income. Corporations offering unlimited streaming, free delivery, buy now, pay later. And we applaud. But what's the cost? The cost is attention. The cost is independence. The cost is purpose. Think about Elon Musk, a man who's created revolutionary companies, no doubt. But look at how his words are being adopted by political echo chambers. The Nazi salute controversy. The "everyone will have a high-paying job" claim. The partnerships with military tech. What once looked like innovation now looks eerily like control. And it's not just Musk, it's the entire system. The way it moves, the way it cloaks itself in progress while simultaneously stripping you of power. Your thoughts are no longer your own. Your beliefs are filtered through the lens of curated feeds. Your decisions are manipulated by invisible strings of data. Hill predicted this. He didn't know the names, but he knew the game. He said that propaganda boys would serve a diet the public would swallow. We're eating it every day. It's in your food, your shows, your songs, your ads, your explore page. It's the normalizing of the absurd, the celebrating of mediocrity, the distraction from anything that truly matters. You see, the system doesn't need to kill you physically. It just needs to lull you to sleep spiritually. And that's the real war. Comfort is the enemy. It's the new chain, the new prison, the new plantation. We've become so scared of discomfort that we'll accept anything as long as it comes with convenience. Free time? We fill it with nonsense. Real problems? We silence them with dopamine. Purpose? We trade it for perks. Napoleon Hill warned of this mental drift, a state where people no longer think for themselves. And when you no longer think for yourself, you're open to control, to propaganda, to leaders who speak confidently, even if they lead you off a cliff. Think back to the quote, "By stirring up strife between employers and employees and turning the government against business and industry." Isn't that what we're seeing now? The polarization of left and right. The division of rich and poor. The weaponizing of race, gender, identity. Not to uplift, but to distract. And while we fight each other over the surface issues, the real power consolidates. Tech elites buying up land, controlling data, launching satellites, pushing AI boundaries that even scientists fear. And we cheer them on because they make life easier. But ease is the bait. You are being hunted for your attention. Because whoever controls your attention controls your reality. The enemy of purpose is distraction. The enemy of power is comfort. The enemy of freedom is fear. And the system knows it. Let's go deeper. Napoleon Hill spoke of people being fed from the government treasury. He wasn't criticizing welfare. He was warning about dependency. Because when a man can no longer feed himself, he can no longer free himself. The system doesn't want you dead. It wants you dependent. And that's scarier, because it looks like help, but it's a leash. Now, look at today. Digital IDs, universal income trials, AI-enhanced tracking, and misinformation laws that punish even honest mistakes. Control is no longer overt. It's elegant. It's polite. It's wrapped in tech and sold as progress. You don't have to fear dictators with guns anymore. Just fear the ones with terms of service. You think you're free because you can choose between apps. But real freedom is choosing your life, and most people aren't. Why? Because purpose has been replaced by pleasure. The diet that Hill mentioned, look around. Junk food, junk media, junk relationships, junk ideologies, all feeding a generation that's too full to fight and too numb to notice. This is why so many people feel lost, depressed, number. Because your soul was not built for this. You were born to create, to move, to lead, to think, to build. But you're stuck scrolling, trapped in loops, feeding addictions, and calling it normal. Wake up, the world is changing fast. You don't have the luxury of sleepwalking anymore. You don't have time to be average. You don't need permission to rise. You just need to remember who you are. Break the drift. It starts by rejecting the diet, the lies, the comforts, the fake rewards, and choosing something real. Purpose, that's the escape. You don't fight this system with rage. You fight it with clarity. You fight it with strategy. You fight it with faith. And above all, you fight it by building. Build your body, build your mind, build your bank, build your vision. Become unshakable, uncontrollable, unstoppable. This is not about left or right. It's about light versus dark. And Hill saw it coming. He warned us. Now it's on us to rise, to think, to break free. Let this be your turning point, not a moment of motivation, but a moment of transformation. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you move with purpose, the system can't stop you. This is your moment, your mission, your time. The age of comfort is over. The era of purpose has begun. Now, go make history.